all 5 games right here in what could be a pretty freaking awesome TvZ. I actually got to cast some of Elazer's ZVT already today. I casted him playing Beyond earlier on. He had some really solid defense against 2 racks, for example, so it's something that uThermal has been using a lot. Hopefully he doesn't go for it once again, because it might not work out. To the bottom right hand side, we do have ourselves the blue Terran player from Team Liquid. It's uThermal. And he's going up against the red Zerg from Team Clash to the top left of Catalyst, Elazer. Thank you so much, coming in with a donation, $8.88 from Ripple Carry, saying happy birthday. Thank you so much for the $9. Have some Wardy hearts in the chat, please. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, and thank you for the kind birthday wishes. Appreciate it, yo. Oh, guys, only 2 hours left of birthday. So far today, we have casted, we're 20 hours and 22 hours into the day. We casted until 3 AM, and we casted at 10 AM again. So I think we've casted like a solid 15 hours of my birthday so far, which is pretty solid. We're going for 17 hours casted on birthday day, which I think would be pretty legit. Does Wardy put replays on YouTube? So first of all, Grizz, if you're really desperate to see a match, it will be available in the Twitch VODs. You can check that out nice and easily, nice and simply. But we do upload matches to YouTube regularly as well. These matches will probably be going up in a week or so, just because we're getting rid of, or we're uploading already another tournament at the moment, and we only make 2 or 3 uploads a day. That's over on youtube.com/WardiTV, but they will end up on YouTube eventually. Just not immediately, but if you do want to watch them immediately, then our Twitch VODs are open. You do not have to subscribe for them. You can access nice and simply. Command center coming down from uThermal, as we do see the Reaper starting to come across the map. Going to be getting in towards the natural and in towards the main in the next few moments. So uThermal just starting that dance with the Reaper and Lings in a moment or two. He actually sends an SCV towards the third, and there was a drone over there, but Elazer decides to pull it back, maybe because he realizes it's going to get picked up by Reaper if he keeps it there. Maybe he was just scouting, actually. What was the... yeah, he was just scouting heavily for 2 racks, actually, so... Scouting a lot for the 2 racks, that's obviously something he's maybe aware of uThermal doing, especially if he just heard about the Stefano games, which were very 2 racks heavy as well. As we are going to be seeing the Reaper. Well, again, just keeping the information early here. We'll see what uThermal wants to do. He's been really favoring a lot of Hellbat-based attacks lately and stuff like that. So we'll see if we're going to be seeing any more of that as we move on through here. As you're going to see that Queen currently working its way through the Reaper, doing some damage. Drone does manage to throw down an Extractor up here, so an Extractor coming on down and just be able to get that going as well. So the Reaper still pulling up towards the top side. Again, just slowing down the third base as much as possible, and even actually the Extractor being cancelled. Third hatch is just going to get down before the Reaper can block it. And Elazer just managing to sneak that in right here. Very nicely done. And as we're going to be seeing again, that Link speed continuing to come on up. We'll be finishing in a moment or two. Reaper still moving out onto the map and see where it can go to and see what it can do. Viking coming out as well. For real, we casted Beyond today? Yeah, we did. Actually, honestly, if you guys go back and watch one series, if I have to recommend one series you go back and watch once again today, Beyond versus Raynor was absolutely amazing. It was like maybe 2 hours or so into today's stream. It was incredible. If you guys watch one series today, you should watch that. It was fantastic games. Anyways, for now, let's focus up on the semi-finals in the WCS EU Challenger. A Viking moving around, obviously looking to hunt down Overlords, and this is a very typical uThermal Hellbat-focused build, where you go with a bunch of Hellbats and a couple of Cyclones. The Viking cleans out Overlords already, and the Liberator gets across and into the main base as the Queens are pulled to try and defend elsewhere at the same time. The Liberator about halfway done right now as this Viking going to be coming on over to the right-hand side here. Bane and Nest on the way up as well. Elazer will be completing that, so having the Banes ready to help against the Hellbats will go a long way, because there is indeed the uThermal Armory ready to make himself into a bunch of Hellbats as he pushes across. Might even bring the Viking into the fight here. Like, if he depends kind of if he finds an Overlord. He could definitely land the Viking and join it in just for some extra damage output. So we're going to see Hellions getting ready more. A few Banes on the way up, but only 3 of them for now. fact, there's 17 lings. It's quite a lot of lings. He's actually sat in the main base waiting at the moment, but this attack is coming in towards the third. Let's be careful of that. The Liberator, meanwhile, is out on the map. I'm not sure where exactly it's gotten to just yet. There it is. It's already in the main base. I didn't expect to be so far along already. Well, already, yeah, we see Elazer going to reposition the Spore Crawler to deal with that. That's going to be seeing this fight starting up over on the third. A split away to try and deal with those initial Banelings. They didn't do too much here as uThermal. Well, he's lost the Liberator. He still has these Cyclones, and they are very deadly. A couple more Banes coming in. It's a really good set of splits on the Hellbats to minimize damage taken. The problem is those Queens are just so low, but he's not quite getting the kills. He's going to start going for them now as the Cyclone is actually still alive. Chasing the Queens down. He's going to get one of them. No, it gets blocked as the Queen on 4 HP just gets away. Now trading transfusions. Well, at least throwing one transfusion down. That's a nice cleanup from Elazer in the end. But he took some damage. He had to make quite a lot of units to make it happen. So it wasn't for free, as now we see 4 extra factories. uThermal has been playing pretty much purely mech in his TvZ as of late. So no surprise to see the mech follow up. He might throw in one bio game throughout the best of 5. But I'd be surprised if he... really kind of committed to it massively, as you're going to be seeing the hatchery towards the upper right-hand side. The Pneumatized Carapace coming on up in the lair, also about halfway done right now from Elazer. Again, that Evo in the main base is coming up to completion in the next few moments. Hellions do get themselves a cancel on a couple of those Banes morphing in, which is also great. And uThermal just keeping up the pressure, keeping up the presence on the map of this next set of Hellions. Always nice, not letting his opponent just sort of run away with things here. As Hellion's going to come around towards the upper right-hand side, where they're going to find that hatchery morphing on in. They're going to morph into the Hellbats, start working their way through that. So Hatch taking a little bit of damage at the moment. Going to take quite a few. You managed to get the kill on this. I mean, obviously can't transfuse a building, a structure that is still building. So couldn't bring it back up to health or anything. So we see the Hydralisk Den now dropping into the main base. Elazer getting that set up. 4 Banes load up, and they're going to start moving across the map here. So we're just going to be seeing the Hellbats pushing in and just going to be working their way through this hatchery. So again, damage being dealt at the moment as Elazer will continue to fight against this hatchery. As against the Banes starting to split up. This is nice though, keeping the 4th base away from actually coming up here. A couple Hellbats already in the 3rd base, mineral line as well. Very nicely done. You're going to see those Zerglings getting pushed away. So Ling's getting pushed back over to the left-hand side. We still see some Hellbats here on the right as well. Looking to pull away now. I love the fact he counted this 2 times and he didn't lose anything in the process. That really is something quite special there. 7 workers go down. There's actually 2 Banes dropped out for this Overlord. There's 2 more ready to go though. uThermal, no response. Maybe he just thinks this Overlord is empty right now. That's another 8 SCVs though. That's 15 workers. That brings uThermal down from a worker lead to down 11 workers, which isn't a huge amount. In fact, it's actually pretty okay as a triple CC Terran, but, you know, obviously being ahead by 5 workers is much more preferable. You can see now that uThermal eco advantage disappearing as he loses 15 workers just then. So we're going to be seeing the army supply stacking up from both. Well, as we get a moment or two here, just want to say thank you very much, HKG Chicken Man, for the cheer 500 in the chat. Says happy birthday, thank you so much. Crowtail with the cheer 110 says says birthday cheer. Thank you very much, Crowtail, as well. And Bjorn Akus coming in with the tier 1 sub, saying, am I part of the family now? Yes, you are. Welcome to the Wardy fam. There's some Wardy hearts in the chat, guys, for all the love being shown in the chat here. As you're going to see Elazer, what he's going to do with these Overlords is spread the creep to increase the mobility of these Hydralisks. Well, here we go. Going to be able to start spreading this right now, as we're going to be seeing a couple more Hellions morphing into Hellbats. Elazer looking to buzz through and take a win right here, right now. He's not looking to let this go on too much longer. Going to come in from 2 angles. uThermal scan so he can see this. As actually see the Queens are going to get ready to drop down as well. And here we go. Hellbats in these medevacs will want to drop on top of these as well. He actually gets a lot of damage onto Banes initially. Oh my god, this is a little bit chaotic. There's just Banes going off all over the place as uThermal. Does he have enough tanks to fight against the remaining Hydralisks? He's bringing the rest of his tanks all the way back behind this mineral line, which I'm not sure if he actually wanted to do. This tank's just partying around. Is he blocking it with this depot? I think this depot might be blocking it at the moment. Some Hellions coming out here. uThermal will need to try and defend this right now. Hydras are going to start doing quite a lot of damage. Tanks on the high ground are probably going to be able to do enough though to really push this away. Looks as though uThermal is going to survive, but he needs to save the CC. Does not want to lose this. going to be seeing the Vikings continue to come out, and he is now going to keep on getting rid of these overlords. A lot of overlords going down for Elazer, but he has plenty. He's not going to get supply blocked or anything. Another tank over here is going to see Hellions even chasing forwards to clean up these Hydralisks. He's going to get a couple of them. And 3 more SCVs bleeding out. Wow, this initial fight was very, very exciting. Pretty crazy what was going on in all of this. We see Lings and Hydras now chasing down a few of these SCVs. A lot of damage really starting to be done. These SCVs pulling away, and did he actually lose the third base? No, it's just lifted up. Sorry, the natural base is lifted up. But now the third base is still under fire as well. I think uThermal can really look towards maybe a counter-attack here, because his army supply is still pretty good. His economy, losing 34 SCVs, is in shambles in comparison to that of the Zerg player at the moment. Lings and Hydra still collecting together on the top side of the map here, as Elazer will be looking around to see just what he can do over the next few moments. He's actually already morphed in some extra Banelings and looks as though he's going to be pushing through the center. Getting ready to go down to the south and try and get some more damage done. A lot of these Hydras getting ready to push on through this. Now we do see also this Rock Tower starting to take a little bit of damage as well. We see a few Hellions loading up, and well, Overlord V2, as he's going to get this creep spread going once more to make this fight again just a little bit favorable for himself. We'll see if uThermal can defend the second time around. Tanks initially going to Soko, get rid of a lot of the Banes actually. And now the Hellbat should be able to come and drop on top of these Hydras, but is it going to be enough? Can he protect the tanks for long enough? It doesn't seem as though he can, because the tanks have just disappeared here. It's going to be GG. Elazer does pick up game number 1, 2 of this best of 5. To the top left-hand side, up a game right here. It's our red Zerg player from Team Clash. Give it up for Elazer. His opponent to the bottom right-hand side of the map, our blue Terran player from Team Liquid, is uThermal. Proxy 2 racks here, and he pulls a single drone to try and harass, but it's not going to be able to stop the barracks coming up, but it does put the SCVs low. Lost 1 SCV in the process, and this other SCV now coming towards the front will be able to not put down a bunker or anything, because it's just so low on health. However, there is a new SCV coming across the map. He sent this quite quickly when he realized he was going to lose his first SCV, it seems, so just making sure he can get this bunker up and going, because the bunker is going to be quite important here overall. So many drones going to pull in quite quickly though, so pulling drones in, Marines are just going to stutter step. Already 1 drone killed. He's going to get 2 drones very quickly here. I mean, 3 Marines kill drones very fast, as you can see right now. Oh my god, that's already 5 workers, 6 workers. I mean, now 2 Marines go down, but there's still more Marines popping out, of course. Oh, this bunker gets so low. There is not another SCV coming though, right? No, there is. It's just in the back a little bit. He could actually finish this bunker still then. This SCV is coming forwards. It is going forward. It wants to get in the front and finish this bunker, and if he does, how does he break through this? Because again, 7 drones already lost. Queen will have to start targeting down that SCV, but it's going to finish the bunker, and that is huge. He jumps into it right now, and well, that's a much better position for uThermal than it would have been with no bunker here. I mean, still doesn't necessarily mean he's going to kill the hatchery, of course. He's got a long way to go on that, and there's a lot of time for Elazer to just kind of bring together a defense here to get enough units to fight it. Try and uThermal, obviously drilling the Marines out every now and then, just look for more damage on Queens, etc., forcing the Lings to fight when they might not want to. Just has to be careful not to push too far into creep. He gets himself another Queen though already. So these Marines continue to work their way through this natural hatchery, so some more damage being done. Another Marine also going to be gathering up, and we're just going to be seeing a couple more Zerglings taking some damage as well. Morlings coming down the ramp and continue to come on through. Oh, the bunker is going to allow the Marines to sit in a choke point here, and that's going to be fantastic. He transfuses a Zergling. I always feel transfusing a Zergling is one of those signs of, oh my god, just nothing's going my way here. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subs and 40 hearts in the chat, please. Let's do this. Game number 3. To the bottom left-hand side of the map, our red Terran player from Team Liquid. It is uThermal. And he's going up against the blue Zerg to the top right-hand side from Team Clash. It's Elazer. Just got to tap for a quick moment here, guys, while we do run the 2-minute ad break. Let's see what's going to happen now. In this third game, Elazer and uThermal tied up 1 apiece, and uThermal just taking a very quick win with that aggressive strategy right there. Coming across the map with the 2 racks, and really being able to do enough to just put himself into a winning position just like that. So just moving along here, just going to be seeing the early game. Scouting coming down from both sides, or from Zerg player at least for now with the Overlords, and just going to be the Reaper from uThermal. Not super early, not super crazy. Going in towards the upper right hand side, and we're going to do some little bits and pieces of damage here. So uThermal coming in with this Reaper, going to be moving in towards the natural expansion in the next couple of moments. Try and pick off a couple of those drones or so. As we are going to see the Lings coming out and starting to try and fight against this. And a couple of Lings just dancing with the Reaper. So far, no kills. uThermal might get well, not really greedy. He hasn't taken any damage on the Reaper yet, so he could definitely justify trying to go back in there and get another one of those Lings, especially as they were so low. But as it stands, he doesn't manage to do too much, and uThermal just backs away from the Reaper for now. We'll sit back a little bit, and we'll look to see where we go from there. Getting that Ling speed coming up right now from Elazer, and we're just going to be getting that going. Queen again is just poking away at that Reaper now and then. A couple more Hellions coming up, and they'll be popping out just in a moment or two. Reaper is going to be popping back in towards the main in just a moment or so. So just looking towards that, looking for that opportunity. But actually just going to be pushed away for the moment. I guess not a lot to see right away. I want to keep the Reaper for the Hellions. There's a few moments lately where we've been seeing that kind of grenade going down and the Hellions sort of coming in with the grenade going down to take advantage of whatever it is being blown out of position. Happens a little bit here. So you're going to see the Reaper and the couple of Hellions going up in towards the high ground. Fighting on the way out as the Marine gets the Overlord. Just a fairly normal scout here. As Elazer, well, what did he see? He did see the double factory, so he knows about that early. Is this Blue Flame of a tech lab? Yes, it is. Infernal Pre-Igniter very early on. And so uThermal with a Blue Flame build. How different. Alright, well, setting up into this, moving on through. Let's see what happens. Hellions and a Reaper just still poking around at the front here. Last odds up from Elazer as well right now in the main base. Last starts up, the Liberator on its way through as well, and let's see what else is going down. These Hellions are going to be gathering together and getting ready to keep on poking and prodding. Group team at the front gets taken down instantly here. You're not going to see those Hellions actually just going to dive for a mineral line. uThermal just going to go for a straight up run by here, but there is some Zerglings to help out. We get quite a bit of damage done. The Reaper grenade comes down, and uThermal's not targeting further drones. He gets some Lings. This wasn't too bad because he's making more Hellions. So it's not like the end of the world that he kind of lost them. What was actually killed here? 6 Lings only? Wow, I really thought he would have got more than 6 Lings in that. There he is going to get this kill on the Overlord. No transfuse available. 5 drones for 4, 5, I guess 6 Hellions, was it? Yeah, 6 Hellions. I mean, it was okay. Still making more Hellions. We now see a Rotron finishing from a Elazer. uThermal has to, at some point here, start to make it up and switch it up into tank production, surely. 3rd CC and now extra gases, so I imagine that tank production will be on the way sooner rather than later here. Would make a lot of sense. Hellions coming over to the right-hand side. We're going to see those creep teamers are taking a shot or two. And the Hellions just looking for where they can dive in next. I guess with Blue Flame now, they'll deal with the Lings a little bit better. Can he actually get enough damage done to justify these run-bys? Well, so far it looks as though he'll start to get something at least. 3 workers killed, and he'll get a couple more now, but he's struggling to line them up or so. We're going to see, oh, it's a little bit juicier towards the end. He might get 10. No, doesn't get a final shot, but 9 more. And keeping the Elazer's worker count low, only at 46 workers against the 46 of his own. With the 3rd CC coming up, but look at Elazer. Les done, he's already building roach speed, and now a ton of roaches on the way out. But uThermal is switching it into double Cyclone and tank production. I mean, that's the exact sort of setup you need to deal with what is going to be a ton of roaches knocking on your front door in the next couple of minutes. I mean, it's still going to be a lot of pressure, though. It's still not going to be an easy hold. You're going to see those roaches coming forwards, Queens as well, and we'll see uThermal having to pull away. Taking a little bit of damage here once again, as we're going to be seeing them diving in towards this mineral line all over again. You're going to see a couple of workers going down. Not many, though. It keeps the roaches back a little bit here, but already some of them across the map morphing into Ravagers. First siege tank is sieged at a really nice distance. A distance where you can't really break through this wall without taking shots from it. You definitely can't reach it with Ravager bars, though, as well. And that's going to be a hugely important feature of the location of this siege tank. But only 1 tank and 2 Cyclones. The Liberator's across the map and isn't even doing that much damage right now. And this is a lot of roaches. 26 roaches and 4 ravagers. I'm not sure if there is a way you actually hold on to this here. Another couple of depots. But the problem is these depots are going to come down in a position where you can fire the tank from a distance now. Roaches are going to start trying to move on up. And maybe you can target down a couple of the ravagers very quickly. Maybe that's his goal here. The first corrosive barrels, the second and third. And that tank disappears. SCVs pull on in. Lasers counterattack with just a mass roach ravager. Working wonders at the moment as he keeps on frustrating on through. The wall is obviously already down, and now that Cyclone Force is dropping as well. A few more corrosive barrels up in the skies, but I mean, even if this gets cleaned up, this entire army, 35 workers killed, and uThermal is going to be pretty much out of answers. A couple more barrels on the ramp is actually going to get rid of that siege tank here. The Cyclone goes down as well. You're going to see SCVs, a couple of Hellbats finally taking down one more Ravager, but that is about it. And Elazer off of a 30 worker advantage. I mean, how does he lose that one? 30 workers up, ahead in army supply as well, so it's not even like uThermal will just be like, okay, counterattack, kaboom. As you're just going to be seeing those couple of roaches continuing to deal some more damage to those Hellions once again. Roaches coming in towards the middle, and they do once more pick away at those Hellions. I mean, even 2 Hellions getting across the map is not that scary, and honestly, I love it. Just continuing to attack for Elazer. I mean, what is there for uThermal to defend, right? His economy is so low, it's so limited that Elazer can just throw units again and again. It's one of those situations where it's definitely the case. And he's definitely identified that that is the case as well, and he's not wrong to have identified this. As you see, the Cyclone is going to be finishing up in a moment or two. The couple of tanks are going to be finishing shortly. Plus 1 vehicle plating on the armory in the main. As you do see, the roach is going to be dropping on in here in the next few seconds. Elazer. Chunk of roaches at the front once again, going to be pushing them forwards. The tank already firing away. One set of roaches already taking some damage here. Marine fighting against an overlord up in the skies. Maybe some roaches dropping in the main base as well, just looking for even more damage. SCVs are going down. SCVs already falling, and some nice damage being done here. 3, 4 workers getting picked off. 5, 6, 7. Even lifts up these roaches as they get low. Really nice play by Elazer. Cute bit of harassment and really making the most of it now, as we're going to be seeing the overlord backing away over to the side of the main base. A few more Hydras continue to come on up. Infestation Pit is dropping down as well in the main base. I mean, all of the tech just coming through, and if uThermal really tries to take this third, Elazer's just going to have a field day with him as he spreads out his army to defend multiple bases. And I guess the army supply right now for uThermal isn't so bad in comparison to Elazer. But give it a little bit of time, and Elazer's economy is going to kick in, and his army supply is going to skyrocket. Well and truly. I mean, look at that eco lead. And a boost like this in income generally leads to a big boost in army. I mean, he's already at, and you can already see it steepening as he, well, adds on just so much more of 70 workers. Thermal is sat with a few tanks sieged up and spread out. Another siege tank coming here to the side, and across the map it's just a couple of Vikings that are looking for something. The roaches back in the main base get 5 more SCVs before they get picked off for good. This time the Overlord got killed off as well, so no evacuation plan there. Elazer just playing this so safely as well, though. He's throwing it into the hive. He's getting himself the chance to just go into the set of units that will 100% make sure that he's going to be able to close this out, rather than maybe he losing, rather than potentially losing it here or losing it there, based on how maybe he engages. Because if you run into too many tanks too many times, you will lose out on a lot of army, and that can really, really hurt. So you must be careful about it. As you see the roaches, the ravagers, and the hydras in the center, and Elazer getting ready to push on in towards this third base, perhaps. Probably won't go until the Vipers, though. Again, the Vipers will just give him that way to attack in much more easily and much more effectively. uThermal can't even get a Hellion run-by off at the moment. Every single attempt he goes for gets shut down pretty darn hard. Usually the Elazer just finds himself in position, spotting it early, and all the rest of it. I wonder if he goes for the creep drop here, like he did in the previous game. A couple of missile turrets, I guess, to try and stop something like that this time around. Again, Hellions this time to the right-hand side, trying to run by once again. Guess what? Elazer sees it, he knows about it. It's not going to even get close to a mineral line. Not even close. Spire coming up here, I guess. Greater Spire comes up right away. I mean, even still. If he waits for Greater Spire and Broodlords, I'd be very surprised, but Vipers have just come out, and I imagine they are out somewhere consuming. They are consuming the natural hatch. 4 Vipers, and I mean, if they get close to full of energy, I mean, it's just going to be a chunk of blinding clouds. That's going to go a long, long way. uThermal's not even really in a position where he can make enough Vikings to really push those Vipers away time and time again. So that's going to be very painful for him too. There are those Vipers moving on out. A couple of drones going down as Hellion runs by again in towards that hatchery, but I mean, really, this was the most he's done in a long time. 2 workers killed. It's obviously not too substantial at all. As uThermal thinking about moving out, but how do you move out with this army that's just sat right outside your base? Elazer, what does he want to do? A couple of Youngs maybe up to the high ground? 4 tanks, goodbye. They just disappeared, didn't they? So they went down very, very quickly, as now we're going to be seeing those medevacs. So overhead, Hellion splitting themselves up, and we are going to be seeing... Ooh, well, there's no blinding clouds at the moment, and so he takes quite a bit of damage trying to poke in towards this. uThermal taking some losses just there. A few more corruptors on the way up again from Elazer right now. Greater Spire is about to finish too. So he is going to get the Broodlords out, and that's something which, again, uThermal's situational position in this game does not allow him to deal with easily. He doesn't have a way to go into a ton of Vikings. He doesn't have a way to just build up a lot of anti-air to deal with a chunk of Broodlords in the immediate future. Another yoink and a tank, and that's going to be goodbye to that. And Elazer just, each and every one of these abducts just extends his lead in the game, and again, just slow, patient play as he slowly builds up in towards those broods, in towards a composition that becomes more and more difficult for uThermal to deal with. Six Broodlords starting to morph in. A scan coming down doesn't really see too much, as we're going to see. Well, here comes uThermal's push. He's actually going to find these Broodlords morph, and he will push them away. Actually, the army of Elazer going down a little bit as well. Elazer's got a ton of money to spend, and that's why he starts at 20 Hydras right now. He has a huge bank. Well, now it's not going to spend that, but maxing out means he can't make Broodlords all of a sudden. I guess the Corruptors still have some use, though, able to target down some of these medevacs. uThermal's push across. Well, I mean, I guess this is his one chance, right? Taking a fight right now before the before the rest of the army is ready. Oh, Blinding Clouds are already huge. Parasitic bombs on all the medevacs, they just disappear. uThermal is not even sieging up in this in a lot of the units in the front. He's sieging up towards the back. Those Blinding Clouds continue to come down. Vikings aren't even in the skies to try and shut down the Vipers at the moment, as uThermal momentarily looked as though he had some hope, but it was only because Elazer was still just sort of setting up, having money in the bank. In the end, he's able to make this happen. And that's going to be clean up here. Elazer right now is going to be able to counterattack across the map, and looks as though he's going to be able to take game number 3. Again, it's looked as though he's been able to take this for a while. It was just one of those scenarios where, again, momentarily, uThermal, he kind of had this one push where maybe he could make it work. Didn't quite happen. STD's getting picked off as he goes. Some Cyclones over on this side are doing some damage. We got the lock-on upgrade to try and maybe help with the Broodlords, but obviously it doesn't matter if they're not even able to deal with the ground army at the moment. Elazer's already doing a lot over here with these units that are around on uThermal's side, and there's even more units coming across. They're going to be streaming in towards the 3rd base in the next couple of moments. Blinding Cloud comes down, and we're just going to be seeing more Hydras from the top side. GG is called, and Elazer will take game 3 of the series. And this is WardiTV. I cast StarCraft 2 here on a daily, regular basis. Putting out just constant content. I run my own events, I cast community events, etc, etc. So if you're enjoying the content today, we stream a whole bunch more stuff, and we basically just cast StarCraft. So if you like what you're hearing now, it's pretty similar on other days as well. And hitting that follow button is a great way for you to see when we go live in the future. Of course, if you're really enjoying the stream and you want to support me because you love what we're doing here and you want to help us to continue keep on doing it, because it's because of you guys we're able to be here on a regular daily basis, streaming all hours of the day, then you can subscribe to the channel. If you've got Twitch Prime, you can subscribe for free. It goes a long way to helping us out and keeping me as a full-time StarCraft 2 content producer. If you've got that Twitch Prime, just give that sub button a click. It'll say subscribe for free for Twitch Prime. We'd love to take it off your hands. It goes a long way. Of course, other ways to support as well are always there, such as donations and cheers. But with that said, we are in this 4th game now, so let's focus up to the bottom right-hand side. Our red Terran player from Team Liquid is uThermal. To the top left, our blue Zerg. Give it up if you're cheering on. Elazer. Wardy, what's been the best series of the day? Honestly, I will just say it again. Bjorn versus Raynor. It wasn't from the WCS Challenge, obviously. It was from the OSC Championship group we casted earlier today. It was really just some stellar TvZ. Game 1 on Abyssal Reef especially was perhaps Game of the Year. I know it's only the first week of 2018, but Game of the Year. It was so sick. It was so sick. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, do check that out if you check out anything from today, Bjorn Raynor. Game 2 was awesome as well, but Game 1 was truly incredible. It was truly incredible. Oh, I love the change-up here from uThermal, moving away from mech into a 2-1-1. And if Elazer is not careful enough, and if he doesn't scout this, he might find himself in some very early trouble here. Cool first into double hatch behind it. Oh, but the Lings are actually going to get his way around, and this could already spell some trouble for uThermal. He doesn't have anything at home to defend this, and 6 Lings going to run into the natural. uThermal is going to be in a little bit of issue here. That SCV is going to get taken down almost instantly. Reaper's on its way back. Will it be there in time? Marines will start building in a moment too. He's just going to cancel the CC. Well, this is obviously not a great startup for him. Tech Lab going to be thrown down, and we are going to be seeing... I was just going to say, the 2-1-1, the bio play from uThermal, it's a really cool way where if Elazer doesn't scout it, it could do a lot. It could catch him very off guard and really punish a lot of the builds that are becoming popular in ZVT now, because 2-1-1 is really just not a thing anymore. So we really could see something cool here, but having lost the CC, that does slow uThermal down quite a bit. The cancel into the rebuild, it's a massive slowdown, and Elazer will be very happy with his commitment into those Lings, especially with how fast he expanded behind it. Now Elazer is going to be killing it in terms of base count against uThermal here. More drones on the way up, and we're going to see this Reaper poking in once again to see if he can find a little bit of something. Doesn't find too much just yet, though. The Queen's going to start targeting down that Reaper once more, and he goes down instantly, so Reaper does fall. The Marine can continue to build up, and right now, I really like this. uThermal just hiding his Marines away, just really hiding what this strategy is from his opponent. He doesn't want to show too much, because if he shows too much, Elazer might be able to start figuring it out. 4 Marines doesn't look too weird. And you see the starport and the reactor on the factory building up behind it. And the thing from Elazer is he doesn't actually have these overlords across the map in a position to try and scout once again. Pretty crazy as we're going to be seeing the old command center going to lift up and land back down onto the lower ground. By the way, very quickly I should say, is this Ling coming in? Is he going to see anything in particular? Marines coming forwards, they will actually lose the SCV. That's a little bit of a shame. I just wanted to say a big thank you to Piff GCR, my man, how are you doing? Thank you for the 13-month resub. Sorry, I know that came in a while ago. Got caught up in that last game, and do apologize for it. But thank you so much for the 13-month resub. Give some Woody Hearts in the chat, please, for Piff. Thank you very much for the consistent support, mate. Appreciate it. A couple more Lings coming forward. Still trying to figure out what's going on, but I don't think Elazer's been up this ramp, so he still doesn't know what exactly this is. And at the moment, he's on 52 drones, and he is still droning. I'm pretty sure he thinks this is something like a big, free base kind of super greedy play from a Terran player. In reality, it's these medevacs, and oh, he glimpses these for the slightest of seconds. Oh my god, Elazer's being so greasy to the point where I'm pretty sure these medevacs... he's going to unload on the edge of the creep. If he unloaded towards the third base and just pushed in, I actually think Elazer might just die as it stands. uThermal now lifts up, but this is obviously wasting a little bit of time. Going to pull away to the side here. He's going to be unloading. A lot of these Marines are going to get ready to stem on forwards. I mean, more Lings are coming out now. A couple of SCVs going down again. Just a couple of Lings doing so much. uThermal was very slow with this, but now he's got one more medevac coming over, a Cyclone and a few more Marines. Obviously, stim finish going into combat shields as well. This is committed bio play this time. uThermal changing things up massively. So the Cyclone and extra Marines are going to be dropping down here. Pushing onto the creep again. Should be able to scan to get rid of some of this, or is he just going to push up the ramp? I mean, now Banes are finishing. Someone comes on in, he's going to get himself, well, a couple of Queens perhaps right away, but transfusions are ready. Target fires one Baneling. This choke point is huge for uThermal. He loses so many Zergals here, Elazer. Another Bane goes down instantly. One of the medevacs did fall, but actually look at this. Queen after Queen dropping. uThermal is doing a heck of a lot, and even though he did take quite a little bit of time to get this going, that position was deadly. It's just going to be seeing those drones continue to take a lot more damage. Lings are going down as well. More drones trying to come on into this. going to see 8, 9, 10, 11 workers going down and still dropping at the moment. 14 workers killed. Marines are still once again, still just stepping away. Combat shields even finishing up during this. 16 worker kills. And uThermal definitely putting himself into the spotlight here, into the prime light now for game 4 of this. Thank you very much, Castle1, for the Twitch Prime sub just coming through. Sol Dojo as well for the Cheer 1000. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I see some love in the chat. Thank you very much. What does 211 mean? 211 stands for the build order uThermal used in this game. It's the 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. It was a very common build for the last year or so until it kind of died out, kind of maybe halfway through 2017. And it really doesn't get used much at all right now. But uThermal, I actually said it at the start of the series because I've seen him do this in another best of 5 lately, where now and then he will maybe throw in a bit of a change up in terms of playing bio. And the 211 is a great build to do that because you can catch your opponent off guard and get a lot of damage done because of it. Lings and Banes starting to push forwards. We're not going to see the 4th hatchery coming down from Elazer in a moment or two. I mean, Elazer took damage, but he definitely didn't lose out in the game just yet. He's still down heavily in army supply though, so he has to be very careful in terms of how he continues to fight here. uThermal will load up, hop up to the high ground and keep on trading. These Marines are loading right now. There's so many Banes here. uThermal doesn't have a lot of space to split in either. He's going to have to lift up pretty quickly. He's just going to move away and maybe look for another couple of drops on downs. A few more Hydras building, a few more Lings. Muscle augments coming up on the Hydraless Den. +1 missiles, +2 Carapace. uThermal coming around the side. So just poking around. uThermal looking to see what he can do. Just keeping up the pressure. Doing a little bit more damage as we do see a lot of Hydras on the way up though. The Hydras are going to be a real stopping force in terms of this kind of harassment. Really nice reaction to these Liberators. Pulls away immediately. He actually maybe could have got a Hydra there, but was on sieging just to get away from the Spore Crawler, of course. Up here going to be taking a little bit more damage again. Those Medivacs have to be a bit more cautious now with the way that this, there's just so much in terms of Hydras, etc. to target down those units. Has to be very, very careful about it. So needs to be very cautious in that regard. Needs to really be just make sure he doesn't lose too much. PSCV is going down, a little bit of a run by here and there as well. Two upgrades coming in. 2-2 is one of the moments of this game where uThermal will be able to push heavily. What's his unit count at beyond the Marines? A couple of tanks, so he is looking to build a tank count up, but he's only on 1 factory. No, he's on 2, but the second one must be fairly fresh. Where even is it? I'm looking, it's all the way over here. Yeah, I think the second factory is very new, because his tank count really isn't up there just yet. So hasn't been able to build too much with this just now. He's going to be seeing these Hydras. Pushing through the center of the map. A drop to the top right-hand side is looking around as well. Elazer trying to re-establish the creep spread, but uThermal's been doing a great job at keeping pinned back for so long. We're actually going to see a unraised set of depots. Going to be allowing these Hydras to start coming up this ramp, but there's not a lot of Banelings to support this, and so the Marines, honestly, can fight kind of decently here. He's going to lose +2 armor, though. Oh, is he going to lose it? Oh, it's 1 second away. Actually finishes up. That's huge, as we do see the Hydras making their way through this. uThermal losing a lot. His medevac and units across the map are actually coming back in. He suddenly just lost 22 workers. Almost out of nowhere, this big Lingbane Hydra burst from Elazer just walked up into uThermal's natural and killed almost everything. Crazy damage being done here as these Hydras are really getting to work. And they've done so much damage. You can see uThermal lifting up to try and evacuate and keep some units safe, but it looks like Elazer is going to be putting himself through into the finals of this WCS EU Challenger to play against Cyril. Seeing these units going back away a little bit. Elazer's going to kind of rebuild up slightly. He's actually going to take down the rocks to make easier access to this base once again. You have to be a little bit more careful, though. We'll have to keep on backing away. Keep on backing away here now up towards the upper left side. He's already got a 5th hatch on the way up, and uThermal are going to go into crisis mode of trying to recover a little bit here. He's got a 4th base. He's got mules. Down 30 workers is not pretty at all, though. Again, just out of nowhere. It's kind of weird. Like, at least he got +2 armor finished. Imagine he got his upgrades tonight as well. That would hurt for uThermal. So that's something at least that kept him in this year. More Zerglings to the south side. Elazer hanging around. Wait and see what's next. A couple of Marines coming from the natural. I'm just moving around from uThermal. I mean, uThermal's army's still not too bad here, but obviously he has to be cautious. Now there's a gaping hole in his kind of his natural access to all of his bases here, so he has to be careful about that. Oh my god, some burrowed Banes. Could have got huge detonations already here. He walked so very close to them. Doesn't get it just yet. More Marines setting up against the Lings, running towards the main. The tank is starting to fire away. Gonna see that tank on the low ground. Starting to go down as well. All of these Marines from uThermal continue to press on forwards. Be able to pick off a couple of drones. Overlord's getting some damage taken as well, and continue to get picked off right now as we do see this hatchery taking some shots as well. So Hatcher's still taking some shots. Investor actually goes down here. We're actually going to be seeing, well, here it is, Elazer with the defense basically coming on in from all angles. And he's going to overwhelm this bio army, pushing it away with ease. A cleanup from Elazer now, and obviously this can just swing straight across the map into the counter-attack to close things out, to take this home, and to clean this game number 4 up in his favor. Elazer, looks as though he is going to be able to go into this here. Fueling's going to attack in towards this mineral line. Marines going to be pushing on through, going to be seeing Hydra and Banes coming on in as well, and I mean, well, tanks are actually doing a pretty good job initially. Kills off the base though, and killing the base is a pretty big deal, as we're going to be seeing. Well, Hydras keep on pressing, and it's going to be too much. Elazer's going to take it here. GG. And Elazer takes the game number 4.